Good morning, everybody. This is Diggs. It's another beautiful day out here in the Pacific Northwest. Welcome to another episode of Morning Sip, where today we're going to be talking about the Game Awards, some of the games coming out, the trailers I'm excited for. So let's go ahead and dig in. So there are really three games that I'm most hyped for right now from the Game Awards. Obviously, Final Fantasy 16 is among them, and the trailer for Final Fantasy 16 we'll show here in just a minute was very good and very exciting, and I am excited for that. I think the other two games, though, that really stood out to me, I'm a huge Death Stranding fan. So I literally love Hideo Kojima. I love Metal Gear Solid. I love the first Death Stranding. So we're going to talk a little bit about Death Stranding 2. But what a lot of people might not know about me is I'm also a huge mecha fan. And the announcement of Armored Core 6 was very exciting for me. So Armored Core 6 is one of those games that just looks great to me. Of course, they didn't really show much gameplay. It was just the cinematic trailer. But I've always felt like Armored Core is a franchise that has a lot of potential. I think the potential wasn't fully realized with Armored Core 5. I think they kind of failed to utilize and put together a very good multiplayer mode. There was like a kernel of goodness there that I could have dived into, but it just wasn't good enough and it didn't go far enough. And I think that may have been due to technological limitations. And I'm very excited for this. From Software's involved, I just think Armored Core 6 is going to be absolutely incredible. And I cannot wait for it to come out. I am literally so excited for it. I think about all the other mecha games that have come out that are really good. You have like Mech Warrior, you have the new Front Mission, which is going to be coming out soon, the remaster, which I'm excited for. But as out of all of those that have released, I think the original mech game that really made me fall in love with this franchise and with these types of games was Armored Core. And as great as Mech Warrior might be, I feel like Mech Warrior leans a little bit more on the realistic side. So I'm very excited for Armored Core to release. Now, outside of Armored Core, we did have Final Fantasy 16 give us a new trailer, and I liked this trailer, but I didn't like it as much as the original. I think one of the reasons I don't love it as much is because I can tell, and oh my god, this Chocobo died. Oh my god, guys, the Chocobo fucking died. I'm just saying. It gives me some Type 0 feelings here, but it feels like they're trying to not give the story away, and I completely get that. I think with the first Final Fantasy 16 trailer, I was like, okay, this looks really good, this is really intense, and the rest of the trailers after have basically been almost the same thing. What I do like about this trailer is that it does showcase some gameplay, which is pretty exciting, but it still doesn't give a ton away, and it definitely is very reserved in what it shows, and I feel that. By the way, does anyone else think this is an assy in here? But yeah, I wish, like, there are people I know who were super excited for this trailer that said this was like, oh, this looks so good, and it does look good, but from like a plot perspective, from someone who really falls in love and enjoys Final Fantasies, I can tell they've held the story back. They've held the meat back. I want to know about these side characters. I want to know about that doggo. I want to know what's going on, and they haven't really shown that yet. So I'm excited for the potential of this game. I'm excited for the potential, what appears to be party play that they showcased. The gameplay just looks incredible. I'm stoked for it. But Final Fantasy 16 right now, I don't necessarily know if I'm gonna fall in love with the plot yet, and maybe that's a good thing compared to like Final Fantasy 15, where I felt like Final Fantasy 15 almost just gave you the entire plot ahead of time in all of the trailers. I feel like Final Fantasy 16 is just trying to tease me. It's trying to evoke that little bit of emotion, but not give me too much. And I would say that's classic Yoshi P Final Fantasy 14 advertisement style, is you get to see just enough. You're not going to see everything. And then when the game comes out, you're going to have an incredible experience. And especially because Yoshi P has really taken control of this and is leading this. I think it comes to a point where you just have to trust. Like, I literally am trusting Yoshi P right now. Like, Yoshi P has saved the Final Fantasy franchise. He's saved Square Enix. So for me, I'm just gonna trust in Yoshi P currently. One of the bigger surprises was the announcement of Death Stranding 2, and man, this got me very excited. As someone who loved the original Death Stranding, no matter how much running, how much ferrying of items there was, I felt like the characters were incredible. I felt like every character, I've recently gone back and rewatched the Death Stranding story, and I've considered playing it again on PS5, and I might, now that I know this is coming out. It just seems like it's going to be even better, and you can tell there's age going on. You can tell that we're going to be getting backstory on Fragile here, because at first I thought this was going to be like Fragile was going to be the MC and we were going to be playing through her backstory, but this actually looks like just part of the game is going to go over Fragile's backstory. It's not actually going to be a game about Fragile, because you do see Norman Reedus here in just a little bit. He's significantly older. Whether or not that's from the time fall affecting him, or whether or not a significant amount of time has passed, we're not really sure. But I am very excited. I think Norman Reedus is a very talented actor. I think the actor that plays Fragile is spot on. I just think all of it is going to be absolutely incredible, and I just can't wait. It's something I will probably not play on stream. It's something that I'm going to play off stream. It's going to be a game that I can relax and play. It's a very unique game, I think, in that the idea of Death Stranding, it kind of seems like it's an action game, but really it's almost like a simulator, almost like a delivery simulator, in that there's tension, but it's also a lot about the player and the environment. It's about building through the environment, navigating the environment, exploring a world slowly and procedurally, right? So I don't expect Death Stranding 2 to really improve on the combat system very much. I've heard that there are combat improvements in the PS5 version, which I probably, again, will go and revisit and play, because you can upgrade it. You can upgrade the PS4 version for $10 to the PS5 version, and they do have an extra section in the game dedicated to the PS5 version. So they did add an entire, almost like new dungeon. And so at the end of this trailer right here, you see the ship coming out of the water. I think this is going to be where the game starts, actually. I think this is either going to be the start of the game or the end of the game. Whether or not you are playing as Norman Reedus or as Fragile, I'm unsure. But, you know, and knowing Hideo Kojima, this could be like Fragile's twin sister. We really don't know, right? But I'm excited for it. It's different. It's got me hyped. It's, you know, compared to Final Fantasy and Armored Core, which both kind of offer me a different experience. Armored Core definitely gives me that mecha experience. Final Fantasy kind of scratches that itch of storytelling that I love. Death Stranding is definitely that mystery. It has, you know, music, it has atmosphere. It's, you know, Hideo Kojima literally being able to be Hideo Kojima and be at his best. So these are the games that I was most excited for. There were a whole bunch of games they announced and showed the trailers for at the Game Awards, which I thought were going to be good and exciting. But this is definitely the most hyped and the most exciting. I was a little curious about Mario and Rabbids, because that did win the best strategy game of 2022. So it may be something I have to go back and visit to see if they've implemented new systems or not, because I would not have thought it would have won the best strategy game. I thought it would have been Warhammer 3 or potentially even Triangle Strategy. So it was surprising to me that Mario and Rabbids won that, and I will definitely have to revisit and potentially play that on stream. Maybe I'll wait for it to go on sale, because the original was really good, but the original was very vanilla. So I'm wondering if they innovated more and if it has become more XCOM-like. If any of you guys have played it, please let me know down in the description below. I think one of the other games that kind of stood out to me, which I've been holding off on, I'm not going to play on stream, is God of War Ragnarok. I feel like I have so many other games to play right now that, you know, I'm like, okay, God of War is on my list. You know, I have to play that, but right now I have so many other things. You know, I'm normalizing my life. I'm getting back into Wotive, you know, Kuni. I have so many other things going on that it's difficult for me to be like, oh yeah, let's go play a single player game, God of War, that I'm not going to make content on, right? Like it's difficult when you get older sometimes to find time to play games. Along those lines, I was really disappointed Horizon Zero Dawn didn't win anything, it seemed like, at the Game Awards. I feel like Horizon Forbidden West was at least admirable, and should have at least won one or two of the awards from God of War. Granted, I haven't played God of War yet. I'm sure it's going to be fantastic like the first one, but I just really wonder, is it going to be better than Horizon Forbidden West? I really, like, I feel like with the amount of awards it's gotten, my hopes are getting, like, elevated a little bit, and I feel like when I play it, I'm going to be a little bit disappointed. And I feel like Kratos, with his voice actor, I feel like I'm always just gonna think of Teal'c, and I love Teal'c, and I love the voice actor. And I know there's been like a controversy of like people wanting to cast Kratos as like an actor for a movie, and I literally am on the side of like, literally make Kratos his voice actor. Like, literally, hold on, let me find his name. Christopher Judge. Like, fucking Christopher Judge is amazing, and he's an amazing actor. He's jacked. He's bald a lot of the time. He was amazing in Stargate. Like, he would be an amazing Kratos. I get that he's fucking black, but you know what? It doesn't matter, because he's literally the voice of Kratos. He's literally, like, he would pull it off. Like, oh my God, it makes me so angry that people don't want to cast him as Kratos in the live action movie. Like, oh, he would be so good. Anyway, everybody, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you guys all have a great rest of your day.